Hello and welcome everybody to the TGIB Retrospect 2011. My name is V. I'm here with my lovely partner L. Say hello, L.
Hello, L.
You are very loud.
I'm very loud.
Anyway, we I know we haven't broadcast much lately. And so this is hopefully the beginning of a new series of broadcasts from TGIB. And this one in particular is something new. We used to send out greeting cards for Christmas and Easter and several other occasions. I think Valentine's Day too. And this year's Christmas card kind of got, well, we didn't have much time to do one. We were very busy and very sick and very tired, and so it just didn't happen. So instead of a Christmas card, I thought we might make a recording where we talk about the things that happened in 2011 that were important to us, which means this I want to call it a podcast, but it isn't really a podcast because this is a video, even though it's currently just a still image. But we want to include this with a combine video, audio, and all the neat techniques of the Web 2.0. So we want to talk about what really interested us and happened to us in 2011, and since we focus mainly on OpenSim and Second Life, this is what we will talk about. I've got a list of things that I would like to cover here because, I mean, when I went over this stuff, really a lot happened in 2011. I mean, not just in the world, the world outside. Mm-hmm. That is the world that is there when you don't look at the screen. Mm-hmm. You have to just turn your head a little, and then that's the world outside. But in Second Life too. And well, for those of you who wonder where we are at, this is the Palm House. It is one of my creations, and we're currently sitting on it in our private OpenSim installation. And I'm running Viewer 3, which is really, really a nice viewer. For everyone who hasn't tried it yet, they really should, especially if you're running Second Life on a Mac, because on a Mac the problem that existed in the past, I have to explain this differently. Mm-hmm. What is there to laugh about?
You just get a little complicated, but that's all right.
That's the way I'm talking.
You do good, baby. Go.
Okay. And on a Mac, you usually, a lot of Macs, of iMacs in the past had ATI graphics cards. Else iMac has an ATI card, an ATI 2660, is it?
I'm not sure.
You have no clue.
That's right.
Mine has an ATI 54, wait a minute, 5440 I think. 5770, there we go. And ATI always had problems with shadows in Second Life because it did. And so it was always kind of hard to get shadows on a Mac in Second Life. Quite surprisingly so, because if you run since 2009, since Mac OS 10.5, it is possible to run Windows on the same Mac as you're running your Mac OS on. And if you run your Mac under Windows, the same hardware, the same computer, the same screen, the same graphics card, you had no problem with shadows. It was just a problem with the Mac OS. And this kind of got fixed in Viewer 3, or actually in some kind of an experimental viewer during the year, during quarter 3 or quarter 4. And so I'm really happy how this turned out. I mean, if you have noticed, there are shadows here on this sidewalk-like thing. And I'm really excited about this. I mean, I even have shadows on my avatar and depth of field thing. That is something that was that is known from Kirsten's viewer, which is currently and probably permanently discontinued, which is something that happened in 2011 a lot. A lot of things got discontinued or just left Second Life. Which brings us to our first topic, the things that left Second Life. One of the things that left Second Life that was really close to my heart was AM radio. AM radio made several installations that were extremely nice, extremely artistic. He probably is one of the very few artists of people who I would consider artists that have done something in Second Life. The only other person I could think of is Stark Strakowski or Lightwaves.
Bruno.
Sorry?
Bruno.
Bruno? I don't like Bruno stuff.
Oh.
Okay, Bruno. Bruno is still in Second Life, isn't she?
Yes, I think so.
Does she have anything running at the moment?
She does, but I'm not absolutely certain what it is, but I remember reading about it recently.
Okay. Well, and let's visit that. Let's visit the things that are gone first. AM radio had several different, let's call them installations. They're not really sims because they were all in the same sim, except for the far away. But they were kind of at different altitudes. You had different scenes that he created. I have snapshots of them here somewhere. Let's go and have a look at them. The Faraway was, to my knowledge, AM Radio's first installation in Second Life, and probably the most popular one. It kind of set the theme and the mood for everything else he made. And The Faraway, this is it, by the way, is licensed under Creative Commons license, which means anyone can copy, share, modify, and redistribute the creation, which gave me the opportunity to share it on both TGIB and OpenSim Creations. Are you here? No,
Yes.
Great. Why don't I see any shadows? Oh, because the sun is high. This is a nice shot. This depth of field thing is also something that is really interesting. I sometimes like it. I mean, it gives you some cool effects. Sometimes it's just not working very well. But, you know, then again, you can turn it on or off if you want.
The fairy?
Fairy.
F-A...
It's not the fairy.
What kind of fairy is it then?
An F-E-R-R-Y.
I want to sprinkle a little fairy dust.
Ellie wants to go to the fairy.
I like fairies.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing wrong with that.
And when you arrive, you're gonna fall into the water, so you should... Oh, why don't I teleport you, actually? How do I teleport you in Rio 3? Ah.
You're trying to drown me.
I'm not.
I can't swim for very long, you know.
I know. I teleported you.
Thank you, love. Much better.
This is the ferry.
There's no fairies here.
Except for you. There's some recurring elements in AM Radio's installations. Most of them are recreations of vintage pieces that would be modern like 50 years ago. For example, this probably homemade radio receiver. Or I remember it's the sewing machine. All of his installations are kind of an experiment in distance. He tried to give the Second Life region, which is a very limited area of virtual land, the impression that it is much bigger and that it stretches much further out into the distance. This is why he uses a lot of very large megaprim screens around the installation that shows some kind of a landscape in the distance, which really gives you a nice impression of space. I mean, this is a simple region of 256 by 256 meters, but it feels like it's going on forever. Or, for example, the desert of Superdine. Again, we have a screen in the distance. We are standing on a megaprim flat. That is a box of dimensions of 1024 by 1024 meters. And I guess that's where the impression of calm comes from, because you just have this distant view. There's the sewing machine.
My grandmother had one like that.
My mother has one like that standing around somewhere. Not the same one. And I really don't know if it still works.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen one like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think my most favorite installation by AM Radio. Probably because I love trains. But also because it's just very elaborate. With the surface, he made a really nice effect it gives you the impression that there are clouds racing across the horizon, just because you can see their shadows running over, well, the surface, which is in reality nothing else but a megaprim that is, well, the same sculpt as the one that creates the hills, and it has a texture that is set through rotation, so it's a really, really nice effect, and it gives you the impression that the clouds are just running across you overhead, and you can see them disappear in the hills in the distance. Surface had a really, really nice feature when it came out, that you could go to a website, and on that website you had the image of the train, or the train car in the background, and you could use a painting tool to spray it, and then if you were done with it, it would display the picture you sprayed on the website onto one of the train cars in Second Life. I thought it was incredibly cool. Okay, another one that left, or kind of had to shut down her Sims, was Ina Centaur, who made or headed the Second Life Shakespeare what was it? Second Life Shakespeare Community, Second Life Shakespeare Project, something like that. And she recreated a lot of buildings that were central and important to Shakespeare, and used them to well, basically to play Shakespeare's plays on them with a group of Second Life actors. The Second Life Shakespeare company didn't or couldn't pay for its Sims anymore, so Linda Lab kind of shut them down. And just before they did, Ina said that anyone who wants to have or grab a copy of her creations can do so. So I did, and started to recreate them in OpenSim. I didn't recreate all of them yet, but I had one that was really, really nice, which was the Blackfriar Theatre. And I'm still working on it, but it's almost finished, so I can just show that a little. Blackfriar it looks a lot like a church.
You're on telephone.
Yes. 1 second. I fell through the floor. Where are you? This is the stage where the plays would be performed, and it is really, really nicely made. And one of the things that really stands out in here are the sculpts for the roof construction. What?
I'm flying around.
That's all right. There's no harm done.
Mm-hmm.
Can't see it. Probably have to work on them a little more. But I really like the way this build has been made.
It is nice. Really nice.
So, let's switch over to Second Life. Another sim that disappeared that was very important, or that I liked a lot, was Cubiterra's Aerodrome in Abbott Switches, which was there like forever. I think, you know, it was probably the oldest and most famous airport in Second Life, and QB made a lot of aircraft, not just airplanes, all kinds of flying things that he sold there, and I think it was a popular destination. It was never really busy, but people who were into Second Life flying all would know about it. And QB just, well, didn't want to continue it anymore. He's still selling his aircraft on a Second Life marketplace, which is really nicely made. So if you really want to have quality planes, you should look for his stuff. It's just that the aerodrome is gone. Let's search for that Brno thing. Brno.
Okay.
Path?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, let's go there. Brno's installations require a lot of reading. That's probably why I don't like them. But, you know, the one thing to be said about them is that they're always very well made. They also have some kind of a vintage feel about them. It's just like this. Looks like it's coming from a different era than the radios. She's got a thing for clockwork and steampunk, it seems. Another thing that's gone from Second Life, which in this case is a good thing, is Red Zone. Red Zone was something that started in the beginning of 2011 and is a, well, basically it's snake oil, But what it does, or what it's supposed to do, is to keep evil copybotters off your shop. That is the thing that was advertised as, which is not something new. It is something that several other products in the past have promised to do. This thing comes to mind is the Gemini CDS. What it does is it is a scripted object that you install somewhere on your property, and it would set the parcel media stream to a certain URL, so that everybody who teleports onto your property and has parcel media enabled would try to request this one stream, this one supposed video. By requesting that, it sends an HTML request to the web, to that website, and with your IP on it, of course, because every request on the web will transport your IP. And the receiving server, which is really under the control of the red zone in this case, would log your IP. It would just record that this and this IP has been sent on this and this time. At the same time, the in-world scripted object would log your Second Life username. So it is incredibly easy for the software then to link your Second Life username to your IP, hence creating a database of people's usernames and IPs and comparing them so that they could maybe find out alts of a Second Life user, because, you know, if you have two different names coming from the same IP, chances are they are from the same person. And it would also log the viewer you are using or have been using, and if the viewer has been one that is not approved of by the red zone system, like a known copybot viewer, Neil Life or CryoLife, it would log that, and then it would have a ban system in place that would kind of automatically ban you from the shop and from all other properties that have red zone installed if you used a copybot viewer, or if, I don't know, someone banned you grid-wide. It's not clear. I never used it. I really don't know what options you had with it. That was the way it was advertised. What people used it for mainly was to detect alts, because that was a really handy feature, and allegedly Red Zone could do it very well. I don't think it could. I think after this whole thing got out, the Red Zone database got so compromised because people were logging in with each other's alt or with each other's account and going to different places, or people would find out the URL that Red Zone would send info to and send in spoofed IPs and or spoofed Second Life usernames, so that the database was pretty useless for alt detection or any kind of detection at all, if it was useful in the first place. And Linden Lab basically said that A, alt detection is bad, nobody should do that, and B, they kind of banned Red Zone for, it's not really clear, but it you know, during the whole thing it's been discussed a lot on Second Life blogs and Second Life forums, and apparently the person who was running Red Zone was a real life convict. He had been in jail for online fraud, and it was out of jail on a parole, and part of the parole included not using a computer to access the internet, and
Prison.
so he kind of went back to prison.
Prison. He was in prison. Yeah.
Prison, not jail.
That's worse.
It's the same to me. You know, got bars and policemen and. In any way, that was Red Zone. We are all kind of glad he's gone. At least I'm glad he's gone. I think Elle is glad he's gone. Elle kind of managed to end up in this list. No, that's a. Did you? I don't know.
I think I did at one store. Yes.
Yeah, you were banned from one store because you were using an impedance viewer.
Yes.
Something. Yeah. So Elle made a list.
I've made a couple of lists.
Oh, you made a couple of lists.
Well, I was on the Emerald thing.
Oh yeah, you were in the Emerald list.
I'm popular. People like me.
Yeah, and I made a list too.
You made a list?
I made a list. I was in the JLU list.
Oh.
I'm a griefer now. Okay, this is another thing that happened in Second Life this year. That was after Red Zone.
I didn't know you were on the JLU list.
Yes, I was in the JLU list.
You were going to tell me it was a secret.
It's a secret list, at least. I can't just tell anyone.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was in JLU list.
I like my list better.
Let's see. Can we go to the JLU sim? It would kind of illustrate the issue. What's the name of the JLU dude?
I don't know.
He's using Cal L. Wankman. Yeah, there we go.
You know him by name.
Well, I just know him by name because this is Superman's name. Kal-El is Superman and Wankman is... Wankman? No, it was Clark Kent. I don't know what Wankman is.
It was Clark Kent.
Whatever. Okay, I can't get there.
You're a griefer. You're not allowed there.
I think they shut it down from public use. Nobody really can get there. But okay, to illustrate this, the JLU is one of many, as I had to learn, self-proclaimed police forces in Second Life. They are not official because there is no official police force in Second Life except for Linden Lab themselves, and they. He looks kind of crazy, so that illustrates the issue. They click me to teleport. Take me. I'm in heaven.
No, it's just a box.
Damn it. Box and a butterfly there. They took it upon themselves to police the grid and kind of try to go after griefers, and which is, a noble thing to do. I think that's good intentioned, So that's something good to say about it. But they kind of took it over the top by creating a database for themselves that included dossiers on Second Life citizens, Second Life residents, not just, a few, but it seems it had hundreds of entries, almost thousands of entries on people, in part, people that, they opposed strongly, had info on their real life names, real life locations, and where they're employed. I saw one entry that discussed a lethal sickness of someone who later died of it. And this wiki was so badly protected that it got leaked not just once, but almost yearly. And in 2011 it got leaked again, and this time caused a little bit of more of an uproar than the previous times for reasons that I really don't fully understand. But it kind of shed some light on what kind of reco groups are running around on this grid. And I wasn't in the wiki, but they employed a red zone-like system on Second Life in collaboration with and or provided by the Second Life Police Department, which is, you know, not an official police department, just a group of Second Life residents calling themselves the police department and doing some vigilante police work stuff. I don't understand it either. And they kind of added to their database people they thought were griefers, and I was part of this database because I am, you know, this is just circumstantial evidence. I didn't know why I was there, but I looked at who was before me, the entry before me and the entry after me, and they were all part of the same group that I am in, because I am part of a group that is called the Dogmatic Griefers of Second Life. And I just joined this group because I liked the group charter and I thought it was funny. And really, the group, to my own knowledge, doesn't do any griefing or any kind of activity at all. It's just there, and I like being part of it, but I've never met anyone in that group or done anything. It's just, you know, the purpose of this group is to endlessly argue with people who don't really want to. Preferably in a broadly offensive, dogmatic manner, because we feel like it is of the uttermost importance for some reason unclear to the people we are arguing with. So that was the tale of how I ended up on.
No wonder.
On what?
No wonder. You should stick to fashion groups. You won't get in trouble that way.
Not sure about that. I heard of someone who complained a lot about certain fashion groups she is in. So it seems like they're not always very drama-free. You know, the more divas are in one place, the better the chances are at having some drama.
This is true.
But while we are talking about fashion, let's switch over to fashion. This year started her career as a fashion blogger, which I have to admit worked better than I expected. So she kind of decided that the things that she does anyway, she would share with the internet. You know, the internet as in the world. Where do you want to show us your fashion, Elle?
Well, I'm trying to get down there where you're at.
I can teleport you, you know.
Oh, I think I'm coming. Well, I think I'm falling.
Don't be too loud when you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Be very quiet.
Coming quietly.
Very quiet, very quietly. Secret. There, I think I'm there somewhere. Where are you at? Oh,
you can't be just somewhere. There you are.
Here I is.
Elle is wearing 50 million sculpted prims. That is why everything looks like a blob when she appears.
Stop it.
No.
I'll put a face light on. I'm warning you.
A sculpted one.
Yes. No
Sculpted
less.
face light.
With 17 lights.
Yeah. Did you know the new OpenSim version has an option to disable face lights?
Oh wow.
Yeah, you can specify in OpenSim that face lights will not show.
Oh wow. That's kind
anyone.
of cool.
Yeah. One of the OpenSim developers was so annoyed by them that they just built that
I don't blame them at all.
into the server software itself.
Okay, well, you want me to talk for a bit?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
I'm just talking to fill the
To
silence.
fill the silence while I get in place, huh?
Yeah.
Well, yes, as Vanish said, I kind of accidentally started blogging a little bit. He had wanted me to blog about fashion in kind of a different way. He wanted me to talk about fashion tips and tricks and because I'm always looking for the best deal. I'm always looking for sales and bargains and trying to find the best ones. And he said, you really should write all this down and share it with everyone. And I was like, everybody knows this stuff. I mean, it's just repetitive and nobody really wants to hear it. And he just kept on at me trying to get me to do it. And I'd say, yeah, okay, fine, I'll do it. Just give me a little time to organize it. And of course, I never quite got that organized. But one day, I stumbled across Luna Jubilee's 52 Weeks of Color Challenge. I'm not even sure how I found that. Somebody I don't know, I follow on Plurk or something was talking about it. And I kind of stumbled upon it and thought that might be fun. That might be something that I would like to do. And so I just kind of entered into it like that and started blogging about fashion and editing pictures, and I've learned so much and have had such a good time with it. And the 52 Weeks of Color Challenge is over now. However, I just read that they are getting ready to start part 2 very shortly. So if you like fashion and you like fashion challenges, the 52 Weeks of Color Challenge part 2 will be starting here shortly. I'm assuming right after the new year. I don't know if I'm going to do it again or not. I loved it. I had a really good time with it. It's just that for some reason I haven't quite figured out yet. My real life seems to devour a lot of my time. And I don't know how. It's not that I'm really busy doing a lot of things. It just seems like I don't ever quite have enough time to blog the way that I want to. Also, another thing that I started not too long after I started doing fashion blogging was modeling hair for Ali&Ali. I've loved
Ali&Ali hair?
This one is not.
This one is not.
This one is not.
Okay.
But
I like it.
Yes, I love this one. I'm going to talk about that here in a second.
Okay.
But I love Ali&Ali hair. I'm originally from Texas, and we love big hair. Ali&Ali is famous for its big hair, and so I decided to do some modeling for them. And so I do model each hair that Ali comes out with, and then she decides out of all of her numerous models which pictures she wants to pick to display her new hair. So a lot of times I will combine that into a blog as well and show off both of them. Am I too loud? I'm sorry, dear.
A little bit.
I'm a little too loud. I get loud sometimes.
Yeah, when you're excited to get loud.
Well, yeah, kind of. But anyway, I kind of felt a little constrained at the end with the 52 Weeks of Color Challenge. It was getting harder and harder to find what I needed for a particular color and to combine everything, and I couldn't get it done in a timely manner, so then I was behind and I just felt rushed, and it kind of got to where it was just a little bit not fun. Not as fun as it had been, and I ran into some problems. When you start blogging, you don't realize when you start this how much time goes into it, and effort, and all of the different things that you do, and I feel responsible. Vanish is always telling me that I take things too seriously, but when when I blog, I feel responsible to the people that I blog for, and if I'm going to blog, I like to be able to show things that are currently available in Second Life. And as a bargain hunter, a lot of the bargains that I find are from stores that are being discontinued or having a closing sale or their season sale or what have you. And so I don't like to display those items, and I just kind of take it quite seriously. And so it got to where it was a little heavy for me. So I've not decided yet if I'm going to do the color challenge again, or if I'll just continue to blog what I like, which brings me to what I'm wearing right now. I thought I wasn't going to say anything. I really am not quite as vocal as Vanish is sometimes. And sometimes, you notice I said sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But
I know. You mean whenever you're recorded, then you're not very vocal.
Whenever we do these kind of things, I usually like to just kind of follow along behind him and
be as inconspicuous as you can.
Yes, just kind of stay out of the way and just not worry much about it. And he says, well, I want you to talk. I want you to talk about the things that you like. And I was like, really? And he was like, yes. And I was like, well, you're going to have to give me a few minutes because there's quite a few things I like. And so...
We're talking about clothes.
Yes, just clothes, yes. So anyway, I thought I would share with you a few of the designers that I've found in Second Life that just really I feel very passionate about. And one of them is the Silk Dreams. They're the ones that have created the current dress that I have on right now. What I like about Silk Dreams is that their main audience is to target individuals that want to be sexy. They like to...
Isn't that the target group of, like, everyone?
Well, no, you would be surprised. I mean, there are a lot of women that,
don't want to be sexy.
Well, they don't. I mean, they get really upset about, too much skin being shown.
In Second Life?
Yes, there are a few.
Are you sure we're playing the same game?
I have ran into them. I have.
Okay. Maybe you're part of the wrong group.
Perhaps. I don't know.
You should join the Dogmatic Griefers.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing wrong. Damn it. But Silk Dreams, most of their clothing is rather short, and usually will have some type of
I zoom under your skirt now, but I'm not.
Behave. Usually have some type of a sheer top or a sheer top option, and that's what I liked about this dress in particular. And I actually put this together for something that Vanish and I are planning in the future. And when I originally put it together, I chose to wear the sheer top. And this one, of course, will show a little bit of the nipple.
Yeah, it takes
so
off
if
the
you
rest.
don't want to see that, then don't look.
Yeah, maybe I can make a black
A
square.
big thing that says censored.
Yeah.
And put across it. It's just one, so you don't have to put it across the other one.
Okay, well, we have a one nipple. This is the caveman. I call it the caveman look because you have like this, this is how I imagine cavemen were wearing the furs over one shoulder. But anyway, this is the nipple option.
Yes, the nipple option of the caveman look.
Yeah.
And I happen to think
Sweet
that
baby.
it's quite sexy, and I really liked it. I like their dresses. I have several of them, and am very pleased with having found them. Another designer that I think is relatively new, they are new to me anyway, is WTG Jewelers. And they are the ones that have made the jewels that I have on today, the choker with...
I was looking at them earlier. They're really nice.
Aren't they beautiful? They really are.
Are the nails part of this?
Yes. Are they not just amazing?
Yeah, you could keep still for a moment. I could zoom in.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
it's all right. You have to zoom in on your crotch, though.
Yeah. You went from the nipples to the crotch. Okay.
That's where your hands are. I can't change it.
The nails from WTG are just absolutely incredible. They put so much time and effort into them, and they are truly jewels, just gorgeous. And they usually have several different options. They'll usually have a nail such as this one, which is really one of the more simpler nails, and then they'll usually have another one that may have a kind of a bracelet type thing that comes up the hand onto the wrist. I think there are 2 different options for earrings with this particular set, and you can change the stones. I think you have to buy the separate gold and silver sets, but the stones have several different options. I think there's a red and a green and a black and this blue, so there's several different ones, but they truly make some beautiful jewelry, and I've just been so pleased to have stumbled upon them. This skin is from one of my favorite skin designers. The name is Style by Kira Paderborn, who
Makes
is
nice nipples.
Yes, she makes very nice nipples. She makes some really nice skins, and she herself is just a delight. She's really a nice person, so very often I will go to her for my skin needs. Shoes. Every girl has to have hundreds of shoes.
Well, you certainly do.
Oh, yes. And these, I love stilettos. These are from P10, which is perfect, PURRFECT 10.
And hence the paw.
Yes, yes, that's correct. And they really put a lot of detail into the shoes. And one of the nice options is that they have a menu that allows you to change most of the different components of the shoes. And with every pair of shoes that you buy, you also get the black color option. So these are in the purple. You also have the black color option. So if I wanted to go in and say change the tie to black and leave the rest of the shoe purple, I could do that. So they're quite nice. I like P10. They do a good job. So we've done that outfit. Do you want me to change, or do you? Oh, we didn't talk about the hair. Yes, that's correct. This hair I first saw at the hair fair, I believe it was. It was introduced by Calico Ingman Creations, CIC. And I just thought it was an amazing hair. I had to have it. And when you buy the hair, it comes with a HUD that you can wear that allows you to change the different colors. In this one, I've just changed the streak option to a dark blue.
This looks purple.
Does it look purple? Well, maybe it is purple. You know I'm colorblind.
Yes.
I thought it was blue, but it could be purple.
It could be blue.
It could be. Could be one or the other. Either way, it's quite nice. I think it's blue. And it also comes with a mirrored option. So if you're wearing something that you think, man, I wish that was covering the other eye, this one comes with the mirrored option, so you can switch that around and have the other eye covered, which brings me to eyes. I love eyes as well.
Kind of hard to see when your eyes in this.
Yeah, I know.
They are. Yeah, I got you.
I have looked at Second Life eyes for a long time. In fact, I've spent quite a bit of money on eyes in Second Life, and I've tried lots of different things. I've tried the lights in the eyes that help to brighten them, and all different types of things to make the eyes look different, to make them look more realistic. In real life, eyes are very important to me, and it's kind of the same way in Second Life for me. And one day someone suggested that I try fascism eyes. I had begun to notice in a lot of the pictures that I was looking at that these girls had these eyes that were just really amazing. I mean, they were just popping out of the pictures. And as I did more research, sure enough, I found out that they were fascism eyes. So I went into the store, and I pretty much have every eye that fascism currently has available, and that is just almost all that I will wear anymore. There are a couple of others that I pull out every once in a while for a certain look, but almost any time you see me, I'm going to be wearing fascism eyes. So if you haven't been to Icon store, you need to go. All right, shall I go on?
Yes, sure.
Well,
sure.
why
You're
don't
on
you
a roll
talk?
there.
Why don't you talk for a minute and let me change and take the camera off of me so I can change decently?
Oh, okay. Do you want to go to your changing room? Or should I?
No, it's all right as long as you don't look. Close your eyes.
I'm not looking. Okay.
Fine.
Eyes. Well, I can't think of anything with eyes.
You don't want to tell the story about how you wore clock eyes, and I was really trying to look deep into your eyes.
You hated them.
I didn't hate them. I just wanted to see your soul, and I couldn't see it with the clock.
And I tried to explain to her that it's just a texture.
He finally let me see. He finally did.
We were talking about sexy. And the Second Life sex industry this year lost also quite a bit because Stroker Serpentine left Second Life. That was kind of during the end of quarter 3, beginning of quarter 4. So somewhere around September, October. And it's not quite clear what exactly was going on or what prompted him to leave Second Life, because Stroker had a fairly successful business, and he appeared on several documentations about Second Life on the telly, and always was displayed as someone who had made it, whatever it is. He is famous for having created the sex-gen scripted engine that would power sex beds, or his sex beds. He made a lot of sex animations, and so he was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, sex animation store in Second Life. And he left, and I think what happened, or through the grapevine and all things considered, was that there was yet another documentation about Second Life. Not really about Second Life. The documentation was on the National Geographic. Is the National Geographic a channel?
Well, they have a channel, but they're a magazine.
They're made by National Geographic or for National Geographic. And we're talking about taboo and different kinds of taboo. And one part of this covered Second Life, where Stroker talked about how do I put this into perspective? Talked about his Second Life family and that he, had virtual sex with them. What the documentary didn't mention was that A, they didn't mention what Second Life is, that it is a virtual world. B, a Second Life family is not
blood related.
100% isn't. Yeah, okay. Is of course not blood related in most cases, and there is also usually not a 1-to-1 equality to a real life family, because in many cases, I mean, all of the Second Life families I have seen are entirely adults. I mean, entirely using adult avatars. I don't think I've ever seen. I know there must be some because I've seen child avatars, but I don't know any Second Life family that really has child avatars in it. And so, and I know that in Stroker's case, none of his family members had a child avatar, to my knowledge. So, and thirdly, that virtual sex is not, there are no body fluids exchanged or anything. It's purely, I don't want to call it intellectual, but it is purely a fantasy. So, but of course, the whole, the way the documentation was made, it was displaying him kind of as a pedophile, and having his family in the pictures or cut between him talking about his virtual family and then showing his real family didn't really help the overall image. And so it must have been horrible for him, and certainly enough to get upset with this whole thing and just throw in the towel. I think that is what really went down. Before he left us a wonderful gift, though, because he just left his sex-gen engine with all his animations full perm on his island, and everybody could grab it for free. And so I think everybody on the grid now has enough humping going on to last them for the rest of their Second Life. So yeah, that's that. I think Ella's dressed now.
Okay, well, are we going on with sexy?
Well, you still are, the sculpts and everything. You need to res.
I haven't rezzed.
Now you're rezzed.
I am rezzed.
Yes, you are.
I am.
Yes,
well,
go
then
on.
let's talk a little bit about this.
Okay.
I have my beautiful big hair from R.icielli. And this dress is from one of my very favorite designers in Second Life.
You look like you've come out of an Oglev comic.
Out of what?
Never mind. Oglev, I've shown it to you this morning. No, not this morning.
Oh yes, the other day, yes.
Yeah, you look like you're one of their characters.
Oh, I consider that a compliment.
Oglev has been had gotten an award as best sexy internet comic.
Oh wow! Well, I would be very honored to be featured there.
Good.
And this dress is from Diva Couture, which is by far one of my favorite designers in Second Life. And Joy Payne does an amazing job with her creations. She does have two stores. She has one that does the casual side of things, and then a formal gown store, which this particular item would be featured from. I just loved this dress. It comes in, I think, like 8 different colors, 7 or 8. You can see at the thigh where that looks like the zipper has just been unzipped all the way up. I just think that is so sexy. And of course we've just got lace, lace, lace everywhere, trimmed with satin and a beautiful long flowing train, and I just think this dress is amazing. I've added some nice accessories from Finesmith Designs.
Full bride.
Oh, is it? Well, yes.
I don't know.
Yes, it has the option to turn it off, but
Okay.
I probably have it on. But yes, it is from Finesmith Design. The earrings and necklace and bracelet. If I would stand in a way that you could see it, the nails.
Off.
Well, yes, I could. I don't have the
No,
arrow
did you?
on.
No, yeah. That's
Yes,
what I said.
yes.
You should turn it
Turn
on.
it back on.
Yeah.
The nails that I have on are the silver set from WT Jewelers that we talked about. And they are also quite lovely in the deep blue. I'm just trying to get that shot of her nails back
I'm
from my
getting
rear
it.
end.
I'm all
picture.
right. Go ahead. Go on. Go on.
This is a very nice skin from Rockberry. It's got beautiful boobs. I love the boobs with this skin. And also the shoes that come with this dress.
That is no. Yeah,
I
that's
can't
not.
take them off.
No.
You want me to take the skirt off?
You take everything off.
I'll take the skirt off where you can see the shoes are also from Enjoy. She is very, very good about making accessories to go with her clothing.
Oh my. Does this have some alpha tattoo layer? Or maybe I didn't see it right.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm not sure.
In any case, these are the shoes.
Yeah. Which I hate because they don't look very good like that. But just imagine them looking really good. Because they normally do. They match the lace from the dress. And she's very, very good about making accessories, from jewelry to glasses to bags. And now we have shoes that go with the dress. So when you purchase it, at least you don't have to worry about trying to find something that particular shade of blue. Okay. Your turn.
My turn.
Your turn. You have to close your eyes so I can change.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that happened this year was, this is not entirely Second Life related, but Second Lifers have this problem. It is kind of related to what we talked about earlier in the stroke of whenever you the rest of the world, the thing that you look at when you don't look at the screen. The screen is the thing your avatar is on, by the way. When people talk about Second Life, they usually talk about it in a way that it's kind of embarrassing and somewhat weird, and there's all these weird people in there looking like Nico, furry, communist, Nazis, and just don't, nobody really gets it or wants to get it, especially not the media. So in Second Life is kind of the odd man out. It's the place that we do not talk about. And so for Second Life users, for people who really like being here, it's kind of hard to find a place on the web. You kind of try to keep the topic of or inside of Second Life and not talk about it anywhere else. So whenever, at the same time, I mean, people are social animals, and so if Second Life is an important part of your life, then you want it to be also part of at least the rest of your online life. You want to talk about your Second Life, and so people, are blogging about it and have fashion blogs or tech blogs or just sharing Second Life news or whatever. But there is not really a social network for Second Life users, which is, frankly, okay, because Second Life should be a social network. I mean, that is the point of it. It is a social tool, but it does not have that widespread use and or the features that other social networks have. So people have tried to use their Second Life avatar in other social networks with varying degrees of failure. Facebook made it very clear very quickly that they do not want people to sign up under a fake name. So if you are on Facebook under a Second Life name, chances are you're violating the terms of service and might get kicked any time in the near or distant future. Which doesn't prevent people from signing up to Facebook. I mean, Facebook doesn't police every user all the time, 24/7. But it's a risk. I mean, you always kind of are there knowing that you might get kicked. So this is kind of unsatisfactorily. And when this year Google started Google Plus, basically being Google's version of Facebook, people were very excited. I mean, Second Life, people were excited and signed up for it and liked it until Google Plus also made clear that they do not want you to sign up under a fake name. They want you to use your real name, unless, I mean, there was some people on Twitter called it the NIM Wars. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration, but there was some ambiguity about what really constitutes your real name and where to draw the line, because apparently people, or famous people, were allowed to be there under their pseudonyms. It's just that this privilege was only granted if you were famous. Now, nobody knows how famous you have to be to use that, and it was really not, it was a policy that was not useful because it wasn't clear enough. So people grew very disappointed very quickly with Google Plus and left it again over this pseudonym. I think Google had changed afterwards its stance on the real name policy and now allows you to sign up under any name or something like that. I haven't really been following it up because I'm not part of any social network, so I'm not too interested in signing up for one. I'm not antisocial. I'm just not. Yeah, I'm a cave dwelling hobo. Yeah, that's how I know about the caveman. I just don't sign up for the services that like to kind of spy on me and record all my conversations and sell them to the highest bidder. I'm funny like that. But Second Life users grew disappointed with Google Plus too, and so the current state of affairs is that a lot of people I have seen joining Diaspora, which is an open source social networking software that anyone can install and be part of. It's federated. That means one installation of Diaspora on one server can link up with another Diaspora installation on another server and share friends and conversations and whatnot. And so a lot of people in Second Life have joined Diaspora because Diaspora, according to its nature, does not have any kind of room. Because if you are not happy with the rule of one diaspora provider, you just switch to another or install diaspora yourself. I like that because I always like open source development and free software. I'm not very happy with diaspora itself because it's kind of coded in Ruby, and Ruby is from the devil. And it's really hard to get it to run on your own server. I really never got it to run to a point where I could link it with other diaspora pods. But it's a refuge for Second Life users who want to be part of a social network. The other thing that happened is that Second Life itself indeed did launch some Second Life features on the Second Life website under my.secondlife.com/your username. You have now some features that are borrowed, copied from other social networks, such as an activity feed and some kind of a Twitter-like stream. You can chat and share stuff there. It's still in development, but it looks quite good. It works good, and it is probably what Second Life should be. I do understand that there is this desire to go out into the wider, far reaches of the World Wide Web and be your Second Life avatar outside of Second Life, and we will probably see some kind of a Second Life like diaspora combination on the web somehow, because Second Life exclusive networks have not done very well in the past. There was I think a social networking site that was bought by Linden Lab called avameet.com, something like that, and it went down and nobody really used it, so well, that was the Google Plus story. We will zoom back onto else. Princess dress.
My princess dress.
I don't know, you look a bit pregnant in that.
Oh.
You do.
You didn't like me as a caveman. You don't like me as a princess.
I like you as a princess, you just not as a pregnant one.
You liked my last dress, didn't you?
I did.
I figured. Well, this dress. What have I got going on there in the middle of it? Where's it coming from? Looks like I may not have that adjusted quite right. Anyway, more beautiful hair from R.icielli. When I modeled this particular hair, she wanted something with a kind of a vintage look. And this dress had just come out from another of my favorite designers, who is Lestat Reuven. And she has a shop called Sis Boom. Prior to that, I think it was the French Barn. And Lestat is notorious for moving from place to place, and she left Second Life for a little while, and I was quite sad about that because she makes really beautiful, beautiful stuff. But she's back, and this is one of her newer creations that I believe she made for the Vintage Fair. And I like the colors. I really love these kind of muted shades, and I really liked this dress, so I thought it would be nice. I modeled it without the flowers on the top, but I really love the flowers on the top, so I put them on for you guys, but they kind of get in the way of the hair, so if you're modeling hair, you know, that could be a problem. But I kind of kept it rather simple, other than the dress itself, which I think is gorgeous. Just simple nails from Logo and Kin, and the necklace is something that I picked up from Collaborate from Earthstones. It has matching earrings. You can't see them with all this hair.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, you can. Oh, there it is. It's just a necklace.
Yeah, it's just a icicle type thing, rather simple. Also, Lestat has a very limited collection of skins, but she does have several that she's come out with, and this is one of them from her collection of skins. So,
Like the freckles.
yeah, she does some really beautiful stuff. She has one skin in particular that I really love to wear. I have to watch it because sometimes I will overuse it. But it's got dimples, and they are really just the prettiest dimples I have seen anywhere. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but you know, most of the time the dimples that I've seen look like they've just been drawn on. Her particular dimples just look very real to me, and are placed in a really good place to where they look very natural. So she does wonderful, wonderful work.
That is it?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of as a surprise. Do you have another outfit?
Well, I have several other outfits, but I have to change into them.
Okay. How much do you have?
I've got 1, 2, 3 more.
Okay. While Elle changes into her outfits, I will get out of the picture here. I've noticed that I'm always in the picture when I'm zooming around her. So I'm just,
You have to close your eyes.
I have to close my eyes.
Yes.
Just having a into my corner. While Ella's changing, we can talk about what happened in OpenSim this year. OpenSim is okay for those of you who stumbled upon TGIB and haven't read anything I wrote in the past 2 years. OpenSim is a software project that aims at recreating a Second Life server software as free software. So that means anyone can download OpenSim and install it on their own servers and then run Second Life basically on their own servers, and people can use the Second Life viewer and connect to it, and the whole premise is to make a 3D web server software that is in widespread use and anyone can use it and use it in any way they want to. So OpenSim consists of not only one grid but several hundred grids of varying sizes, and there is a lot of things going on there at the moment. Especially after this year, Linden Lab announced that it would discontinue educational discounts. In the past, educational institutions, that are institutions that are really certified as educational in the United States, I think only, or maybe internationally, I'm not sure, would get a discount on land tier. They would get a region, I think, at half the price. So instead of $300 a month, you pay $150 a month for your Second Life region. That was okay. I mean, every educational institution has a very limited budget, especially for things like experimental things like Second Life. So Linden Lab discontinued this discount, and the educational institutions would have to pay the same price for regions as everybody else, which is fair but hit them very hard because in many cases it just blew the budget they had available. So a lot of educational institutions were moving to OpenSim and looking into different options, which kind of gave OpenSim some momentum that it didn't have before, even though it is really educationally focused right now. I'm not really happy with this, this single focus thing. I think it is more of a universal tool than just to be used in educational context. But this is the thing that's going on right now. And if we look at statistics, there's a website called Hypergrid Business that is running statistics, monthly statistics on OpenSim grids, and just counts the amounts of regions, because it is the only real statistic that you can count on that you can really count, that the grid operators can't fake or make up. I mean, if you want to use other statistics, like, for example, active users, then everybody interprets active differently, and you cannot, as an outsider, track the numbers, but you can count the regions. So what they do is they are counting regions of more than 100 OpenSim grids, and just watches how this number changes from month to month. And we can see here the statistics for ever since they started counting, and from around 12,500 regions in the beginning of 2011, it grew to almost 24,000, I would say 23,500 regions, the end of 2011. As a comparison, I think Second Life has something around 35,000 regions. Let me see. I can't find any statistics for Second Life right now, but this just shows how much OpenSim is growing. I mean, it almost doubled in size this year. Now you can see there are some humps in there. That is because the largest OpenSim grid, which is Osgrid, will clear every, in irregular intervals, dead regions from their server. That there are regions that are just registered but aren't used anymore, because Osgrid is an open grid, which means anyone can connect a region to their grid, and nobody really monitors what's going on there. And the region the grid operators only run the assets and the profile services. More statistics are that two of the major major commercial OpenSim grids have been the two major competitors in OpenSim are currently Avination and InWorlds. And InWorlds is a grid that has been controversial in the past because they have forked off of OpenSim, which is a legitimate move. Anyone can do that. I mean, it's free software, so anyone can do whatever they want with it. And so they forked off and are developing their own OpenSim version. The bad thing about, or the controversial thing, I think it's not a nice thing about it, is that they do not share the improvements that they make with the server's software with the rest of the community. They keep it to themselves. Anyway, InWorlds is very popular, and it is a OpenSim grid that has attracted a lot of ex-Second Life users or still Second Life users, and is very, very active and has a great community going on there. So they are successful, or as successful as you can be with OpenSim. Avination is another grid that has launched by targeting mainly creators and trying to persuade them that their creations are more safe and that they have more opportunities in Avination than they would have anywhere else. And so they were very successful at getting a lot of high-class, successful Second Life creators into Avination that would provide Avination users with the same quality goods you could find in Second Life. Sadly, Avination hasn't been quite as successful. If you can see at the statistics, the red columns are the Avination regions, the blue ones are the InWorlds regions. And while InWorlds has been growing and or remained steady, Avination has been declining from a high during April to a level that we are now in December. Avination is mainly controversial because they allow gambling on their servers, which is, I believe, is attracting the wrong kind of crowd, but each to their own. Back to Second Life, where L is probably dressed by now. Oh, this is nice.
You like it?
I think I've seen it before and I liked it.
You liked it. I love it. This comes from a designer that I just really stumbled upon. I'm sure they've been in Second Life for quite some time, but I just had not heard of them or hadn't seen them, and I don't know what made me go to their website and look at their clothes, but their winter collection is by far the best of any I have seen on the grid. The outfits are just amazing. I mean, they're really different looking, very, very high class, really classy stuff. I just fell in love with them. This particular outfit
the outfit is the top and the short.
Yes, the pants. Yes, and the bra underneath.
Bra underneath that you don't have on.
I do.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Okay,
I do.
So
it's
skin
there.
colored.
Yes, it's a beige bra. But the top you can also get in a brown. So if you want to go with an all neutral color, you can get this outfit with a brown top as well. And the pants, you can either wear them as the pants, which I have on now, or you can detach the bottom part and wear them as Bermuda shorts if you take off the pants.
Did I tell you I hate Bermuda shorts?
You hate Bermuda shorts? Well, look at these. These are kind of cute.
No, they're not.
Oh, they really are, except I took off the wrong layer and now you can see my skin there. That's not cute. Maybe we better put the other ones back on. But anyway, you can wear them like that if you are smart enough to put the right layer on with them.
I think I can see your butt now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said I took the wrong layer off.
I kind of like that.
You liked the Bermuda shorts, buttless, huh?
Yes.
Buttless Bermuda shorts.
Sorry.
But this is really cute. The top part has it's a belt, several different belts that come together with it. And they just sit really low on the hips and have a nice feel about them. Vanish said I look like a hippie. So,
Well, you do.
I do look like a hippie. That's all right. The hair, once again, is from R.icielli. This particular skin is also, again, from Sisboon. And the jewelry and the nails are from Purple Moon. Purple Moon is also another one of my designers that I just absolutely love. And here recently, they've kind of been having a push toward accessories. She's always done a few here and there, but it seems to me that here recently there's just been a lot more necklaces and earrings and bags and shoes and nails and hair and lots of the things that we need to kind of pull a look together. And so this one is one of the ones that she featured at the Tropicalia Bazaar.
The ring is part of the nails?
It is.
I see.
Yes, yes. These nails, I don't know if you can zoom in close enough to see, but they're called retro, and they've got kind of this 70s looking texture.
Fulbright is all I can see.
Oh. You know, if you have the correct wind light setting on, you don't have to worry about that Fulbright stuff so much. But then again, we won't get into all that, I guess. The shoes are shoes that I picked up from the dressing room. They
have
are
a skull on them.
Yes.
With a crown.
Yes. Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute?
Oh, very.
Yes, yes. They've got some really nice details on them. And if you go to the back, you can see the chains that come around the back and embrace the heel. And they've got little spikes that come up the back of the heel. They're really a cute shoe. And they also come in pink. I've got them in pink. I can't wait to find something that's just the right shade so that I can wear with the pink ones with the skulls and the chains. But they are by...
Is the skull pink too?
Yeah, no, the skull I think is silver on the pink ones.
Okay.
But they are by R.icielli. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. But I think that's the right way to say it. But I picked them up at the dressing room. They often have a selection there at the dressing room. And so that's where I picked these particular heels up at. All right, dear Vanish, time for me to change again.
Time for you to change again.
Yes.
Okay. Another thing we had a little fun with this year, even though it wasn't, strictly speaking, fun, was another OpenSim grid called Spot On 3D. If you are a regular reader of TGIB, you will have noticed that I got on your nerves with them in, I think, September, October. Because they started patenting software that they made their own improvements on OpenSim and started filing patents for the improvements. And, you know, patents are not only a double-edged sword, they can be downright hostile when it comes to software patents. That is one of the reasons why software patents are highly disputed and are not even possible all over the world. But in the United States of America, you can file for software patents on pretty much anything you want to file for. And they had announced that they wanted to file a patent for their Spot On 3D World on a Web plugin. I hope I get that right. It's complicated because they always have these very elaborate brand names for whatever they come out with. That, you know, for example, they call their marketplace Double Dutch Delivery, which is, I don't know.
We've talked about that name a lot. We still just can't quite figure it out. But I always think of Dutch apple pie, and it makes me hungry. So.
Yeah, well, the only thing I associate with Dutch is Amsterdam, porn magazines, and I do.
Porn magazines.
Yeah, Dutch porn magazines are great.
I've not ever seen one. You'll have to show me.
I will. And
you showed
so
me Amsterdam,
Double Dutch
yeah.
is either, I don't know, a threesome. Or in any case, they had a World on a Web plugin which allows you to run Second Life on a web page. Now that sounds great, and a lot of people have tried it, and I think there are also different solutions to this one thing out there. The way that Spot-on 3D made it was that you had a plugin wrapper. That means you have a small program running in a website that will install for you the Second Life viewer in its entirety and run it in a web window. Now, personally, but you know, this is coming from the guy who doesn't go on social networks. So
Antisocial.
I'm antisocial, and I just don't get it. Why would you run Second Life in a web browser? I mean, you have to understand that whenever you run something in a web browser, the screen will be smaller than you would run it as a standalone application that would kind of go full screen. So in Second Life, which is a rich graphical experience, you know, I mean, you can zoom around and look at all the great 3D content. I think that is not very practical to run it in a browser window at all. But maybe people want that, or some people want that. So, okay, concept-wise, it's got a C. But executionally-wise, it means that you will, I mean, what it does for you is it installs the Second Life viewer for you and runs it in a web browser window. So what the plugin will have to do is to download the installer in its entirety for you and set it up on your computer. So I don't understand what's the problem if they want to install it for you anyway. What's the problem with downloading it itself and installing it yourself? I mean, it's a large install. The viewer has something between 50 megabytes to 70 megabytes download. I think viewer 3 is a little smaller. I think they just have 30 megabytes for the download. And then it isn't any improvement in performance-wise. It just runs the same way it would if you would install it separately. But anyway, they wanted to file a plugin for that, a patent for that. Now, this caused a lot of uproar in the OpenSim community because the OpenSim community is, by its nature, based around people who like free software, because OpenSim is free software, and the people, the early adopters that are there now, kind of like the concept of free software, and patents are kind of contrary to the spirit of free software. So what Spot-on 3D did was they would kind of do their worst at making this a PR disaster, and kind of announcing that they would do it whatever the community said didn't matter to them, and they would do whatever they could legally to cut out the competition, things like that. I covered it in several blog posts and videos, and they had some kind of an outreach event which was more like one person talking for hours in many times inconsistently about things that had nothing to do with the patent at all. And if you want to read up on it, just search for Spot-on 3D on TGIB. It culminated in an event where they held a Spot-on 3D Expo in Second Life, which sounds, as many things with Spot-on 3D sounds bigger than it really was. And we went there. They had an event where they wanted to talk about the patent again, so we went there, actually in Avatar, me and Elle,
Yes.
and really wanted to talk with these people about what I personally just wanted to know what's going on in these people. Why do they want to patent it? What is it that they patent exactly? Because, you know, running Second Life in a browser window is nothing novel, and certainly it also has been done before, so I would have wanted to know what exactly they wanted to patent, and what, basically, I mean, I always want to know what drives people, what makes them tick. So we went there. I made some really nice, I can show that, some really nice signs for this one event. I mean, I went to great personal expense, and it's called a multi-purpose protest sign. Yeah, you can attach. I've got it on a Second Life marketplace. They can get it for free, and you can attach it to yourself, and it would kind of cycle through several protest messages, like "This is my sign, and I'm not afraid to use it." I mean, really hardcore stuff, and at least that's how it got reported on the only blog that blogged about it. So we went there, and it basically went nowhere. I mean, I still don't know what exactly it is they patent, and they still don't know why they do it. It's just people were not very approachable, and I kind of put the whole thing after that to rest, because I thought this entire affair is just getting too much attention than it's worth, because Spot on 3D is a very, very small OpenSim grid, and I don't think it's gonna get anywhere at all, patent or not. Back to fashion.
Back to fashion. Well, this is a particular outfit that, in all honesty, I probably could have left out. But since we were talking about Purple Moon, the last one...
Like the Wicked Witch?
No, I do not. I love this outfit. The hair by R.icielli kind of looks like my hair when I wake up in the morning, don't you think?
Except that it's not red.
Well, no, it's not red, but it's kind of messy like that.
Yeah.
But the outfit is from Purple Moon. I wanted to show you something other than just her accessories.
There's something wrong with your shoes.
I don't know, maybe I shouldn't model this outfit after you called me a witch.
Hey, come on.
You said I was a witch.
So, the other day you saw the D&D first edition, you said the witch looked sexy.
That's a nice attempt at a save.
What?
Why would you say she looked like a witch? It's a nice outfit. Is it because of her hair?
It's okay, go on.
It's her hair, huh?
I don't know. It's the hair.
It kind of looks like my hair.
Yeah, yours is not red.
Is it because it's red?
Yes, all witches have red hair, you know that.
Not true. The Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz had black hair.
Yeah, she was a shitty witch.
She's little.
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready?
It doesn't really count. She didn't cast any spells or anything. She just, people called her the witch.
She had
for
monkeys
reasons.
that followed her wherever she went.
Monkeys, huh?
Yes, flying monkeys.
Wow. So she was a zoo director.
She wasn't a witch at all. She was a zoo director.
Running a traveling show. And now the flying monkeys.
She had flying monkeys, and people were afraid of them.
It sounds like a circus troupe.
It was not.
The flying monkeys. Flying Zucchini Brothers.
It was the Wicked Witch, and people were afraid of her.
Yeah, they were.
I got a message from Lena. She said Merry Christmas.
That's nice.
Yes, I need to.
Okay, can you
Before I leave.
say something
Something?
about the outfit?
Oh, are we ready?
I'm recording all this
Oh,
time.
you are? Now that I'm very comfortable. Okay, on we go. after he called me a witch, I've tried to recover from that, and I think I'm okay. I'm not sure, but he did tell me that some witches are pretty, so I'm going to go with that. But I wanted to show you this outfit from Purple Moon because I do love her stuff, and she does have one collection that's kind of a boho type thing, and this is from that. She does really, really elegant, beautiful gowns, but this one is from her boho collection, and I just thought it was lovely. The little skirt that sits on the hip, and the little empire waist top I just thought was really cute, and it has matching shoes, which we can see now, and I thought it was adorable. The jewelry in this case and the nails come from Finesmith Designs, some more things that Finesmith does, and I think they're quite lovely.
When I look at that, I mean, all the time I kept wondering how it would look if that bottom part, the thick yellow, the thick golden
tassel
would actually be a flexi.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a 50-50. It could look cool, it could look really shitty.
I would like for it to be so that it could move like a tassel really is supposed to. That would be cool. But this skin is also from a creator that I really like. Her name is Inca Mexicola, and she does essences skins. And she had her own shop for quite some time, and then she decided to take a break and was gone from Second Life for a little while. She's back now in kind of a limited edition, I think. She has a shop maybe inside of a shop. She does put a lot of skins into the designer showcase stores like the Dressing Room and the Dressing Room Blue, although she doesn't do those, but those types of stores. And this was one of her skins. I also wanted to take a second and show you a skin from another designer. This is called YS&YS skins. What does that stand for? Your skins and your shape. You're so good. You've done this for a while, haven't you?
I have been here before.
She does just absolutely beautiful work.
Or the t-shirt.
And has not put anything out.
The original cast.
You stop it. You had your time to talk.
I have the time to talk.
You had a time.
Oh, okay. Yes.
This is one of her skins from YS&YS. I just love the way her skins look on me, and I just feel like when I have her skins on that's the way I was supposed to look when I wear YS&YS skins. So I'm not sure why she hasn't put anything out in a little while. She may be taking a break with all the holiday season and stuff, but I'm looking forward to her next collection. I've got one more outfit to show you.
Wait. First off, the bracelet is part of this jewelry set?
It is.
And the nails?
The nails are from Finesmith as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she does nails as well, and these are actually some of my favorites. She has a metallic set that you can get from her. It has a drop-down menu, and it does a couple of different shades of gold, and then there's copper and silver and platinum, and they're one of my favorite sets.
Okay. Carry on.
Okay.
Carry on my way.
I'm going to change clothes then. Do you have anything to talk about for a moment?
Let me see. We have, I don't know. I mean, I kind of went through everything I wanted to talk about Second Life-wise, we can talk about the spy drone that Iran just caught. By the way, my skin is from... Where is my skin from? Fallen Gods. There we go, that's the name. And I'm wearing exquisite male fashion from Barrow's Tokyo. And I just realized my right foot has no shoe on it. That is something that happens when you stand a lot.
Your shoe rots off?
Yes, it's just, that they are traveling shoes, so they kind of don't like to stand, and they go on without you.
They travel on without you.
Yeah. There it
Oh
is.
my.
Well,
I'm changed. I just don't know if I'm
yeah, you are.
rezzed or not.
I've seen this before.
Well, yes, I have worn it before. You're correct. There are a couple of things. Am I rezzed? Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes. There are a couple of things that I wanted to share about this outfit. Once again, I've got my Allie and Allie hair. But this is also another skin designer that I've just recently started wearing, and it's from Akaruka Skins. I hope
I really
said
wish
that
all these
correctly.
brands would have names that you could, wouldn't need a spelling guide to find.
I know.
Can't they just call themselves something simple like
Sally
Cool Sexy Skins?
I don't know. I try to. It's supposed to be Italian Skins. I don't know if that's an Italian name
I
or.
don't think so.
Akaruka. I hope I'm saying it right. Maybe it's got some other name that I don't know. I'm just not quite getting it correctly. I don't know.
We can provide some links underneath the blog post if we post this.
Okay.
So that would help, I guess.
Anyway, I did want to show off the skin because I think it's lovely. And the thing that I really was crazy about with this particular outfit are the shoes. I just loved these shoes. I picked them up also from the dressing room. They are from a store called Calnin's, and I just loved the line. I liked the way the shoes looked when you looked at them from the side, and I just thought they were really cool and different. I liked the zipper up the back, and they were blue, and I thought, oh gee, I don't have anything blue. I'm going to have to find something blue.
Because we have in our 40,000 inventory items not a single blue outfit.
Clothes. So I found this cute little mini Argyle from Somnia, and I thought it was cute and edgy, and it was cute with the hair and the shoes. And we've got blue nails from Purple Moon, and I wanted just a simple jewelry set to go with it, and this was something new that I had from I believe that's Addiction. This is their Journey set with the necklace and matching earrings. And that's all I have for you, dear.
That's all you have.
That's it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about a little bit about what's planned for next year.
Okay.
We are planning to do this, meaning video talks, more often. I've done some videos that are just like, machinima. That's what the cool kids call it, I think. Machinima, like stuff, and I would like to do more of this, but also I would like to do one more video talks. I think that is a nice format. And we are planning some nice new things coming to OpenSim Creations. For those of you who don't know, I created opensimcreations.com, which is opensim-creations.com, which is a website to share free Second Life and OpenSim stuff. Anything from skins to clothes to houses, objects, regions, terrain files, anything that can be used in these virtual worlds. And there is some nice things we are working on that are supposed to launch early in the beginning of next year. One of them is the OpenSim Creations monthly challenge, where I would like to invite anyone in the community to join, and every month we want to make something based on a set theme that I will announce every month. Another thing is, well, it's a secret still, so I'm not going to tell you about it.
Have you told me about it?
Yes. No.
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
Tell you later.
Okay.
I'm also blogging. I have been blogging more about other things that interest me: computer games, movies, music.
Me.
L.
Me.
And so I'm probably gonna continue to do that. Elle wanted to start her own clothing line and accessory shop.
I did.
I don't know, didn't you?
Start my own clothing line?
Yeah, you said you wanted to take over Second Life, and
He's lost his
kind
mind.
of crazy. Yeah, we were tired, and but
That must have been your other wife you were
Okay.
talking to. I don't know.
so Elle will not start her own clothing line.
No, I don't make the clothes. I just wear them.
Okay, and in any case, that is what is planned for next year. Other than that, I'm not making many plans because usually they're not working out the way I planned them. So thank you for watching. Our happy belated Christmas, and Happy New Year. I hope you enjoyed this. It got quite lengthy, but that is the way. That is part of what we're doing. So I'm sorry if I just wasted 2 hours of your life. You're not gonna get it back. And see you next time. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Goodbye.